Yeah, this should be fine. Just a minute. That's yeah. Sorry, my daughter is she's disturbing. So we'll start this. Just a minute. So this is the one. We'll complete this today. This is just a simple idea. I told you right. More than this approach, using data frames is best recommended when you are handling this Excel or CSV or any kind of this files. Hope that is clear, friends. Okay, but from using this module Xlrd, how do you process Excel? Maybe let us have this approach as well, this idea as well, like how to read by Excel sheets using this module Xlrd. But in reality, but if you ask me, my suggestion is you can go for pandas and using pandas. Using pandas, maybe processing Excel is much more easy for everyone, and also you have lot of methods and lot of I mean lot of support available to process this Excel and CSV files using pandas. Anyhow, we'll discuss that couple of sessions, one or two like for 2 or 3 sessions. We'll talk about the data frames and how to load the data into data frames and how do we process that, how do we do operations on that, all that we see. But anyhow, today let us focus on this handling Excels using Xlrd. This is just a normal and generalized approach. We don't have any difficult. I mean, this is a simple approach. Okay. But now today we are seeing how to process Excel files. So to handle Excel files, we require this Xlrd. Just check in your machine, friends. What is it? If you have Xlrd available, yesterday I think somebody asked me, like yesterday or sometime back, either Naveen or somebody asked me, like this is just a quick question. I don't think Naveen is available today, but it's fine. I'm answering that question. The question is, do we have something like Maven for dependencies? For that, the answer is because I generally, we generally use pip, not even pip, I believe. I don't remember using pip. We have something customized environment and everything is auto available. So we don't have a big problem with that. So for our automations, there is something specific to our organization itself. It's not something outside available. So then we use that environment. And second thing, suppose if not like if you are using customized, then we use pip to install all different libraries. That is one thing. And second thing, this IDs it's have that setup to add these libraries so that we don't need to externally configure anything like Maven or anything. As far as I when I ask, when I check with couple of other other people, because if my project don't have, some other projects might have that kind of setup. But when I ask hardcore Python developers as well, what is the answer is they don't have anything like Maven or Gradle, something like that setup in their environments. So they go with either using pip or using what else? Using that through that IDs itself, they try to install those libraries like how I have shown you, right? How we do in PyCharm. So that's what the answer is. Okay, so that's it. Next, let me. What is that we need? I think I didn't open PyCharm. Let me open PyCharm for our practice. Okay. Where is it? PyCharm should be here somewhere. Should be on desktop, otherwise at least. Yeah, it's easy to pick from desktop, friends. Okay, meanwhile, we can go through this. Let's have a quick idea. So you can prepare a simple Excel dot XLSH. Just prepare from this data set. It's a very small data set, but just to have a quick idea, what you do is, friends, just prepare simple data set from this. Create a data set and keep it ready and save it as .xlsx. Right, so create a simple file so that we can test with this module Xlrd. We can play with that. Now I think PyCharm is open, no problem. We have so many here. We'll open Python project. But somehow it's still loading. Let me see. Should load quickly. Recent. I think this is our this thing only. Not sure why this is taking this much time. Usually it should not take this much time. Just started, right? Anyhow, let us discuss our this thing. See, if you don't have this module in your machine, either install this with pip or you can install from PyCharm itself. If you want to install from PyCharm, go to File and then go to Settings. Maybe I just started, right? It is little slow. From there, you can go to Project and then Python Interpreter. And then what you can do is you can choose here. You have to from here you should install your libraries. You can say plus, I believe. Yeah, correct. You can see here. Did you get it, or shall I show you one more time? See from here. Once you go to settings and then this uh, Python project. Okay, click on this Python project and click on this Python interpreter. So once you go there, click on this plus and then search here Xlrd. By default, it should be available. If not, what you should do, you should install it. Then you just select it and then say install package. Then it automatically gets installed to your PyCharm so that you can start using. It's just hardly take a minute or half minute. It's a small module. It's not something really a big module or big package. Okay, I did it. I don't think I need to stay here. So you can see here Xlrd installed successfully. So I am good now. Maybe I recommend or request everyone to do the same so that you can start working with this Excel or CSV files. Usually this is exclusively used to handle Excel sheets. Okay. Now you can close this. You can close this also. Okay. That's it, friends. So what you have to do, you got it right. So you have to first thing, if you want to work with this Excel files like XLS or XLSH or XLSM, then we have to use this module. What is that module? Xlrd. The first thing what we should do is we should install this Xlrd. So yeah, how to install? I clearly just try to show you. Still, if you have a problem, you can ask me. I'll help all of you. No problem with that. I hope this is clear now. Right. Then what else we should do? Prepare this Excel just to test our application to how to do the reading cell by cell or a worksheet by worksheet. How to do that? You can prepare an Excel like this. Okay, right. So once you are done, just confirm with me so that I'll move. I'll go with the next step. Now, if you are done, I hope you did this right, friends. If you are done, I'll show you. I'll move to the next steps. Okay. Let's start creating a simple Excel. What we do is I have to open some Excel, Microsoft Excel. Here you can see. Let me open Excel here from here. Okay. Okay, fine. So now, uh, just this data, you copy and paste this data. Open Excel like this. Prepare data set first. If you want to process that CSV files or Excel files, prepare a data set to process an Excel file. What do you do? Copy this data here, copy this one and paste here. Okay. Then not like this. We have to paste it as a, shall we do? It is coming as a, all this is taken in one column. It's not like that. There has to be split. That's it. That's important. Okay. I'll do one thing. First, let us save this. This is emp dot. So what shall I say? XLSX. We'll save it as a, okay, no problem. As it is showing as Excel SX. Okay, and then I am trying to save in some E drive. We have Python projects here. Yeah. Okay, I'm saving in this. Just you can also do the same. Just save it. But the data format is not right. Just I need to format this. What I will do is I'll remove this. Then just to create it. Usually when we copy and paste, it will be split, but sometimes
You can do this way now, and Manoram, go to data, copy that.
okay.
Yeah, paste that data, text to columns, data. You have an option text to columns. Right
text
side, right
to
side, right,
sorry,
right
sorry,
side. No, no, no.
just a minute. Yeah,
Right. Yeah,
text to
there.
columns.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Next. Just these delimited. Next.
delimited already. It's delimited, right? Okay,
It's a comma. Click on the comma.
okay,
Finish. Finish it off. That's fine.
okay. Done now. Okay. So this is what we need. Yep, we are done here. Thank you. So this is a simple Excel file we created. Now let's start. So I hope you are clear, right? So let's prepare a data set, and then what we do is and save it as with any name like employee.xlsx or anything which is a meaningful name to that data set. Then let us start processing. So you can see One way is using pandas and then using data frames, we can process this Excel files. So that is the easiest one, and I always recommended that. But as we are going with file processing here, we'll see how to work with Xlrd as well. Just an idea. So now this is our Excel. So generally, we can create multiple sheets. You can see here at the bottom, you have sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. Right. You might have so many Excel sheets and you need to dynamically read that Excel sheets and you have to read sheet by sheet. There might be a data set and you should read sheet by sheet. In such cases, what do we do? So then simple. It's a simple thing. So what is it? If you want to read Excel, first these are all straightforward steps like opening Excel or this Excel, and then you can see here if you want to read these are sheets, right? Let me give you a quick idea. You can close this. This is not needed. Suppose you create one more sheet here just for testing purpose. This is some HR employees. Okay, HR underscore. This sheet belongs to something like MPLO employees. Okay. Next one, another sheet. You can copy the same and paste it, or else you can just make a small change. That's okay. Create one more sheet here just for your learning only. That's all, and paste it here and save it. So here, rename this sheet here and give it as some tech employees. Okay, so right. In an organization, we have different types of employees, different teams, right? Similarly, if you want, you can create some 4 or 5 sheets just to play with this reading this Excel sheets. So now we have multiple sheets here. One is we can see HR employees, second one tech employees. Maybe here you can just give some different names if you want XXX, second one YYY. You can prepare data set like this. If you want to have just a different data, some just you just leave it like that. Okay, so we prepared 2 different data sets, one for HR and one for tech employees. So we have 2 different Excel sheets here. Of course, it is named with one file name, it's fine, but internally it can have multiple sheets. Okay. Now, once you load, you can see here, these steps is one is, right, already we had discussed about different types of files. We have seen like how to work with regular files, how to open, how to read, how to write, all that. And then we have seen like how to work with CSV, how to work with JSON. We have discussed many different types of file processing. And here, same thing. You can see here, just you need to open that. This usually these are called as workbooks. So we can apply this Excel sheets with, we can open it with something called method called workbook and pass the location of the Excel. And then you have to read either sheet by sheet. So if it is one sheet, you can directly choose index like this. See, this sheets has index. The first one is 0th index, second one first index, third one second index. Also, I think we can also extract by name. You'll see that. We'll see that today. Let's have a detailed analysis. Uh, okay. So one thing is this sheets has index and the indexing like, this is 0th index. Sheet 1 is 0th index. It has 0 and sheet 2 has 0 first index. Sheet 3 second index. Just -1. Just do a -1 to each sheet. That will be the index of sheet. So if you see here in the code, what is that we should do? First, we should import this module, right? This is the package or library or module, whatever it is. It might be anything, but it's okay. First, import this library. So what you do is first thing in this file handling, you can see here, create a new file. First thing, new, then Python file, and then Excel file handling. You can just name this as. So now just import this. This is first step one. Importing this which one? This library. So this is already we have installed it. If it is not there in your PyCharm, if it is not available in your machine, try to install from the PyCharm itself. I have shown you how to do that. Still, if you have any issue, you can ask me. I'll help you. So this is fine. Next one. Second one is how to read this. Just so we have created this Excel and put it into this location. You know very well, right? Copy that absolute path here. So here, what shall we say? Python free sessions, and then you can choose this path here /emp. This XLXX file, you can just copy this and then come to the code. So first thing, what is that you should see is you can directly do it. It's not like something you should go step by steps. Location equal to. Okay, you can take this. Simply, you can put it in parentheses and you can put it in double quotes or single quotes because this is Python. A string can be in either single quotes, double quotes, or triple quotes. It's up to us. Sorry. Now, just add this double slash, right? This has to be there when we use this kind of paths in code. Now we are good. Then what is that step two? Once we just try to read the path and assign to some variable, next step is trying to open that file, that Excel file. To open that Excel file, we have this method in Xlrd, in this library Xlrd. There is a method. What is that method? Open workbook. And to that workbook method, just pass this location. That is enough to read this file. So that would be fine for us, right? Next, after that, once we open, we have to read sheet by sheet. So let us do one thing. Why don't we apply reading sheet by sheet? Let us apply this for, and we know here we have two sheets. We know very well. Suppose assume that there are 10 sheets because you know the count, right? How many sheets might be there in your this thing? Then you can just apply a simple range function for I in some for dummy variable in range of what shall I say 0 comma 2. We have two sheets, right? We have to iterate this loop for just for how many times? Iterate it for 2 times, not 3 times, friends. So I put the upper limit as 2 here so that it iterates for 0 and 1. We had discussed this range function in the very beginning, some time back. So you can use range or you can choose whatever you wish. Okay. Sorry. So for I think we should not use braces. So this is the perfect syntax. Okay. For I in range of 0:2. Now you can say sheet. I'm just only giving you a quick idea. WB dot. There are so many methods you can see here. You can see here, right? So you can see get sheets, something like this. There are many methods, but what we need is a sheet by index. You can sheet by name. Which is best one by using sheet by index and by name. If you want to iterate sheet by sheet, then choosing index is the best choice. Right? Okay. Also, of course, if you can put all sheet names in one list and you can iterate it, you can choose whichever approach you want. Okay. But let us go with index for now. Okay. Maybe if you want, I'll show you how to iterate with name as well. It's up to us. So this is fine for us, no problem. Let us see sheet by index and then pass I. Just for our testing purpose, I am printing each sheet here. Okay, generally in this kind of when you are playing with this kind of Excels, the best approach is in a real time. If you ask me, because now we do this right, adding this to dictionaries is the best recommended approach. When you have Excel sheets like this, when you're trying to read multiple Excel sheets continuously one by one, right? In such cases, the best use case for this is loading this data into dictionaries so that each sheet will be uniquely stored. So what I do, I'll show you how we can do it in a real time. So you can create a dictionary. So it is that EMP dict equal to create an empty dictionary. Okay, this is the best approach I'm giving you. So whenever in a real time, when you are trying to read multiple Excel sheets, when read number of Excel sheets, in such cases, always recommended way to handle that data in your code is loading that data into dictionaries so that each data set is mapped to one key in the dictionary. So what do we do right now? So this is we created empty dictionary to store this data sets to store this each Excel sheets. So what do we do right now? You can see here you can simply EMP dict. Maybe what you can do is you have to provide some key. You know, dictionary means it is used to store data in the form of key and value pairs, right? Either we can add index as is as a key, or else you can give some name. It's up to you. So for now, let us depend on index. So what you do here is so here EMP dict of I equal to, this is how we can add some data to a dictionary. I think we had discussed this some time back again. We had a very detailed discussion on collections. Still, if you forget something, you can go and have a quick recap of those collections. EMP dict of I equal to, what is that you should do? You should assign this sheet. This is how you should store this data to dictionaries in a real time. I'm giving you even the steps how you can play with, I mean, how to plan with the data sets and how to load it in a real time code and how to process it. So this is it. Of course, if you want, you can print each sheet, but all your data will be here, each uniquely stored with this index. I represents index, right? So each index is unique, no duplicates, right? So and and according to that index, each sheet is assigned here, and dictionary stores all this data. And this is how you have to create code or something like a simple script to process your Excel files. I hope you got some idea here. So whenever we have some data sets like this, I know I'm trying to repeat it again and again because I want this to be clearly understood by you, right? Then what we print it for now, we can quickly test it. What will be there if we print sheet here? Later we can read. You can see here. Once we try to print it, we can read each cell data. That's all. That would be fine for us. Okay. What we do now? First run this and see what would be the output here. So Excel SX not supported. Xlrd error. Is there? So I just need to change the file format. No problem. What I do is um, sorry, file save as EMP. So let me leave it like this. This will automatically give some extension, right? Let it be there. So in this EMP, okay. So I think it should be fine. Maybe otherwise I'll just check the path here in the code. Excel SX, it's correct. No issues. So what is it saying? Excel XX file not supported. Xlrd. Let me just check in the Google. Stack Overflow. Okay, let us just quickly test here. Okay. Oh, Xlrd is supporting only XLS files, not XLSX. So in such case, of course, pandas thing is there. I told you, right? Will that is actually the real way of using. I mean, working with files. Also, there is another one is like OpenPyXL or something. You can also use that module. So for now, we'll go with Excel. No problem. It is saying. Okay, no problem. We can save it as XLS also. This is only just for us how to read Excel files, right? And there are different ways to read Excels. This is only one approach, but that too, we had already a clear statement discussed on this. What is it? Better you use data frames than or pandas than this approach. But this is just only quickly to get some idea. That's all. So what I do is let me rename this. Maybe it's expecting XLS dot. Let us put XLS and see if it is working, and then we can play with it. Not a problem. For us, what we need is just reading this data and processing data. That's all. We don't need to worry about much about other things. So you can save it and then run this now and see. Yeah, I think this has moved a little bit further. You can see file not found error. No such file or directory. What happened? Let me just see here. Oh, I should do one thing. Let's make a small change here. I got it. I understood my issue. Here you can choose somewhere we can choose all files as well, right? So no problem. There is other way. I'll just try to save it. Put this in Notepad and save it as a emp.xls. Oh, sorry. Again, I made a mistake. Save as. Choose all files here. Because if you don't choose the all files, again, that file is saved as text file. So save this and replace it. Okay. Now you can go and check here. Somewhere you can find here, you can see this is XLS file. You can see here. The data will be same. We don't have big difference there. So, but you can see this is our data set, and then of course this again stored like this. Usually, so what we do is we close this. This is our file, and we know definitely this should be saved as .xls only. So what we do is somebody helped me, right? So go to data and
Data.
then text to
Text.
columns and then comma. Already it's selected. I don't need to do anything. Okay. And contains that are not compatible. We want to, yeah, yes, no problem. For us, we generally don't follow this approach. This is only just to get some idea. So that's all. This is tab delimited. I know, right? This is
Yes. Click on yes.
why
Again,
again it
select the Excel.
Excel workbook.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Again,
Yeah.
if I say emp.xl, it is taking like this, right? By default, it is picking it as Excel SX. It should be Excel only for us.
Yeah. Save it.
If we save again, it will take extension dot XLSX. XLS
Sir,
dot XLS.
Okay, you remove
sir,
that
don't
XLS.
select XLS. Don't
Just
remove it.
yeah,
Just
just
save
save it.
EMP. Yeah. Save it EMP.
Yeah,
But it will save it as for us the file. If you keep it as
that's fine.
XLS, it will be fine.
If you
No,
save it
it
as
will automatically take it, sir. By default, extend and taking the XLS. Don't only put
Correct.
EMP and save
yeah,
it.
save.
Okay. Let us see
Yes.
now. We just need XLS. That's all. Yeah. Should be. Let
Right
us
click
try now.
and you can right click and you can say the property. You will see that extension.
Okay. Okay.
This property showing that XLS. Last you can see that type
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
file.
Yes. Correct. Correct. Here. Right. Yes. So this
Yeah.
should be fine now. What we do is let's run this. Let's run this now and see. So earlier it's thrown error. Run this now. Unsupported format or corrupt file. EMP name. What happened to this? Let me open. Usually it should not take this much time for us. You are trying to.
Actually, your Excel, what you are using is different. Actually, it should
Okay.
be it's 2007 or something.
Yeah, yeah. It is too old. Huh?
Yes, I think. Yeah.
I understand now.
Uh,
So it is expecting just a simple Excel file with again what is the error we have? Error bypassed now. It is able to read this time if I am not wrong.
Unsupported format, I think.
It has some unsupported found slash T name or something employee name. Tab separated it. Choose something. Okay, let us try one more time. Data and then convert to columns. Okay, it's already, or
It's
else we
already done.
can.
Nothing to.
Hmm. Otherwise, we'll do one thing. Just one more last try. Let's close this. Let's create one more file from Notepad. Let's save it as a save as employee. I'll just quickly create it. So actually, we are missing. We'd have gone to that
Sir,
employee.xls.
don't give that XLS. Is it possible to save that CSV file, comma separation? Remove that XLS.
This XLRD, I think it is used to read only I mean this XLS. It seems like only that format. Raja or
Okay.
whomever
Okay.
it is. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Sure,
So
sir. Go
that's
ahead
like
for your plan.
let's anyhow let's quickly try this. No problem. We created this one, right? So let's open it first. Employee.xlsx. Where is that employee? This one. This is actually the file of XLS is a different format extension. Yes, okay. We can do one thing. Remove this data.
Remove this data and copy that one from the
Yeah, yeah,
EMP.
yeah. We'll go one by one, adding.
No. Go open the other Excel, other spreadsheet, the XLS. No,
Okay,
no need to
okay.
do that. Open the other
This one,
one.
right? This one. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Yes. Yeah, now you
Copy.
copy this there. Yeah. Where's
Okay.
employees? Employee. Yeah. Paste it here. Yeah, that's it.
Contains that are
This
not
one. This
compatible with
one.
the text tab delimited. It's
Okay,
actually
no. Make
showing.
it as no. Make it as no. No.
Okay, then. Again, it's asking to save.
Yeah, save it. Save it. That's fine.
Okay. It's so actually default, it's picking up tab delimited, not comma
Tab delimited.
delimited. That is
Yeah,
the
maybe.
problem.
Now it
We'll
should work
see.
actually.
We'll see this time if it is working, it should be fine. Uh, em employee.xls. Let's run this now. See, it's taking tab delimited slash t. So we have to do something now. Just a minute. Earlier, I might be earlier when I ran it, I have a different this one when I
Then
tested this.
maybe for the tabbed one we are using, that is the reason it is coming. Maybe you need to manually type in.
Yeah, that's what we do then. I was just
Okay,
doing
yeah.
that.
Okay,
We'll
sorry.
do
Yeah.
one thing then. What we'll do is, yeah, let us just resave it. Uh, is a different format. Yeah. I'll try to save it with different name. Save as.
Check what is spreadsheet, what Excel is yours? I mean, this one,
This is Windows 2007. It's little old one as well.
2007. Okay, yeah.
And this is trying to save data as a tab delimited. That is the issue. You can see here. It is showing /t here with each one. So we should if we can fix this, we are done. Nothing problem. So what I do is I'll try to create one by one. Okay. So that it might fix the issue as discussed. Let's close this
Yeah.
as well. Not needed. Will directly come from Notepad itself again. You can take empty Notepad instead of this also. Let's use an empty note, not this. Don't save and then save this one. Employee one.xls. This is simple empty one. We'll go from here, all files, and then save. We are fine now. Now, once we open this, let's open employee one. The file is a different format. Do you want to open file? Yes. Then we can copy this data from our it is the students data set. Did I close it? Data science. Okay. Sorry, I think we got little delayed here. Can go down. Yeah. Okay. I'll just take one by one here. Or else I'll type it. Why all this? If you type, that would be much more better, right? Stop copying the employee name, number, employee name, and then e-sal. Okay. And then here employee number 1, 2, 3. Name some A, not that B, and 6 is something like that. We'll just quickly type. That would be a best approach. Some 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. Only for testing purpose, right? This is a simple thing only. Just save it. Let's see if this works this time. Again, it is taking as tab delimited. Do you want to keep this? No, I don't want it. So, okay, let us save it. And maybe we'll do one more time. Data and then text to columns. We selected all columns, right? This is by default checking. Even now we will get error. Just a minute, friends. Try to fix this. Has to read XLSX. Why it's taking this? XLSM. Let me do one more quick.
Make the same, rename the same file as the XLSX and see.
Excel, it's not supporting. Let's create it as XLSM. Let's see if it works. What else we have? Excel, macro, Excel. Okay, then we'll try to create it as Excel lesson. You can see this is picking tab text. If it is text by default, it is choosing this tab delimited. That is the issue. Uh, Let us see this.
Or else use the 97 to 2003 Excel is there, no? You use the 97 to 2003.
Okay.
Okay, try this one. I don't know.
Okay, let us just keep it as is. It's not working. I'll just create this one. It's actually using tab delimited. Let's create this and see. I cannot save. This is issue with the machine dosa. What is it? Employee one. Okay. Let's try to run it again. Mm-hmm. BOF. Again, it's taking this one. Let's just see. Otherwise, I'll just change the module, friends. And again, this is causing necessary time list. Pandas thing we can just do it on fly. It's a finger thing. It's XLS is by default text file. You can see that's what they are saying. Actually helped me. Okay, what did you do, man? Data frame thing we already know. We can do that. That's not an issue. We want to just use. Earlier, I tried to run this. I don't know why this. Oh, 97 2003 version is working. Somebody is saying, okay, then let's do that then. Let's do. Somebody finally came up with this R&D. It's 197 2003 workbook. Save it. Yes. You cannot save the same name as a add-on. Choose a different name. Okay, no problem. I'll give as employee 11 and save. Okay. So finally we hit it. This is actual file. Let's try this now. Employee 11. Okay, let's run this and then list out of race. Okay, this we can fix it, not a problem. I think we have moved out of this issue. We are able to read file. This is an index error, not a problem. 0, 1. Okay, this we can fix, not a problem. Range of 0, 1 or what? Yes, of course. Why? Because this file has only, this sheet has only one file, right? So that's why we have error. We can do one thing. This can be fixed, not a problem. Thanks, Shankar. I think somebody gave me a quick insight. I hope now we should be fine. Okay. So we can run this. So what we try to do is we try to save. This is actually for everyone. I don't think everyone has this problem. But anyhow, just try to, if you face this issue, the only thing is this is the solution. I think Shankar tried to save it with this file format. Like you can see here. Let me just put it in a notepad. Next time, if we come across this issue, then this might be a troubleshooting this thing for us. So Now what we do, I think it process, and this Excel sheet has just only employee one, right? You can see, friends. So employee, open this and see we have just one Excel sheet. Maybe if you want, you can add one more, I believe here. You can employee again, you can just create one more, rename employee 2, something like this. Yeah. Okay. And then you can copy and paste this data and change. If you want, you can make some changes to the data, just only to show you how to process data. That's all. Remove all this. I know we have slightly missed on time. It's fine. This is again a learning exercise for So this one, okay, keep it. Now we have two Excel sheets. Now what you can do, range can be, you can now again change it to 2 itself. We have two Excel sheets. Now run this and see how it works. Yes, perfect. You can see here sheet 1 is having employee 1 details. Sheet 2 is, sorry, sheet 0 has employee details. Sheet 1 has employee 2 details. Now we are perfect. Fine. I hope you should be good here. Right. When we print sheet here, you can see we get the sheet details. Also, if you want, what you can do after looping, you can also print dictionary. When you print dictionary, you get dictionary details as well. You can see here. 0 in 0th index, we have sheet 0 employee details. In first index, you can have sheet 1 employee detail. It looks like this. You can see here. So this is how you should read data. I hope you are clear. But this looks little odd. But this with this approach, we cannot read the whole data. It's not showing data completely. Then we need a little further processing on this. So this is how what in real time what people do is they use some dictionaries and load data and just keep it data set ready. That's all. But now still we have a little more work on this. So this is not enough. Then what is that we should do? If you want to read rows and columns here, suppose. See, you read three by, this is 3 rows, 3 columns, right? You read 3 by 3 or 100 by 100, 1000 by 1000. There is nothing much difference. And the only thing is, it's just there is a slight change in the looping. That's a number of rows and number of columns. That's all. You got it right, friends. If you are able to read 3 by 3 Excel, you can read 100 by 100 at 1000 by 1000, 10,000 by 10,000, anything. I mean, 1000 rows and 1000 columns. What I mean is, or 10,000 rows and 10,000 columns. So it would be almost same. So what we do right now, we are able to process it. Thanks, Shankar, because this is where we got stuck. This thing I am not aware. Which one? This something. Which one? Now, what we do right now? Let us try to read this each Excel column by column. Okay, rows with rows and columns. Usually, Excel means it's collection of rows and columns, right? Most of us know that. So what we do right now? Let us apply that. Read columns. To read columns, we have to apply something like this. What is it? We have a some on sheet. So here, when we say that sheet by index, when you call on this workbook, when you say sheet by index, it gives us sheet. On that sheet, again, we should apply cell value. That cell should have row and column. It's more like array, something like a 2D array. 2 rows, I mean 2D array in sense it has rows and columns. Your Excel is more of a 2D array. Okay, so to read those cells from Excel, we use this from each sheet. We should apply this cell value method. And if you want, if you have some n number of rows and n number of columns, then in such case, we should apply looping and then we try to iterate all this. You got it right? Something like this you can see here. This is how to read rows and columns. I'll just show you simply first. Suppose from this sheet, if you want to read this one, this header, this is what 0, this by default represents 0th row, 0th column. So always index starts with 0. You can see here 0, 1, 2, 3. Don't get confused with this index, this numbering. Internally, this Excel, if you are applying these methods, which one? Sorry, this sheet, and if you are applying cell value method, it uses indexing to Excel like this. Index starts with 0 here for rows, and then even index starts with 0 for column. This location is 0 by 0 location. This is what 0th row first column. This is what salary 0th row second column. Similarly, same thing. This is first row. This is 1 by, if you want 1, first row 0th column. If you want XXX, this employee name. Then first row, and this is what first column. Then this is this salary. If you want this salary, first row, second column, like this. I hope you are clear. Right. So you need to understand this indexing, how to get this row and column index. Simple, right? You got it right. So I don't think any difficulty here. You just need to have that quick idea. It has rows and columns. Row has indexing, column has indexing, and we have to use that row and column index together to get some value of some location. Right. So let's try to read it quickly. Suppose if you want to just read from each sheet, if you want to read a simple value. This is I'm just only doing what I'm not doing any big reading here. Sheet of what is that cell value, as we say sheet dot. We can see it has calls and rows and all this stuff, but what we need is just this method cell value of 0 0. This is only a static approach. We'll just convert this to dynamic approach. Okay. This is not recommended in a real time. Okay, if you want to read, but I'm just showing you quickly how to read each cell here, an independent cell. So this program just only targets reading a value from some specific location, which is 0 0. That's all. So this is one scenario. This scenario is just reading a value from a cell. That's all. We are not reading all values, just one value. That's all. Cell of, okay, I think this should be fine. Let's run this now. If you want, you can print this dictionary, or you can just comment this. It's up to you. Now run this now. Now you can see we got employee number here. We are able to read value from this location, 0 0 location, and in both cases it will be employee from both sheets. We have two sheets, right? We created two sheets here in employee one. One is this from here, one is from here. So in both cases, we got employee number from sheet 0. Yes, of course. This is having 0th index as discussed. Again, sheets also has indexing, and the index of sheet starts with 0 here. This is 0, this is 1. And from sheet 0, you can see we are able to read that cell value 0 0. And from sheet 1 also, we are able to read cell value from 0 0 index, which is nothing but what is it? Which is nothing but the header here. You can see here, right? This is header. So this is reading each cell, an independent cell. Suppose then your next question will be, what if we want to read all values, all rows and all columns? So in that case, first thing, there are again different, you can play with sheet or all this. If you want to read all rows and all columns on that sheet, there is a flag here, or there is a variable n rows and n columns. And when you say n rows, it gives number of rows. When you say n columns, it gives number of columns. Let's print and see that so that you get a quick idea on each sheet. Okay. So here, this is sheet, right? We are printing again on this print. And here, we can just add this simple comment, rows and columns of rows and calls of open this comma. I give 2 comma and third one. Excuse me, friends, sorry. So now here dot format of what we do dot, we can apply a simple format method here. Oh, yeah. Format of first one sheet. This is, let's pass sheet itself directly. Sheet comma sheet dot, you can see here n rows. How many rows are there? Comma. This when you say sheet dot rows, it gives you number of rows in a sheet. I'm just testing printing sheet first. In that sheet, how many rows are there? How many columns are there? We are just printing it. We are not doing anything else, friends. Okay, just simply printing that. That's all. And then again, sheet dot n calls. That's all. N rows represents number of rows. N calls represents number of columns. You can, if you want, you can do this. Will automatically print number of rows and columns in each sheet. And again, we are printing this. This is nothing but we'll just add comments. Here, what we are doing here, reading each sheet by index. This is what we are doing here. This gives you a clear idea for you. So this is one. Next one, storing each Excel into a dictionary. That is what we are doing here. Okay, this is what generally remember when you have data sets in a real time, always loading into the dictionary is the one of the best approach. That's what people do usually. But I don't mean that this happens for every project, but this is the general regular practice people follow. But it might change. Sometimes you may not need dictionaries, but that is a different case. But this is a quick idea. Once we add it, then we are just, this is printing, simply printing. We are printing each sheet and we are not doing anything here. This is very simple to do. Anybody can do how to print it. Just we got sheet and we are printing. Now what we are doing here, we are trying to get rows and columns here. So printing rows and columns of each sheet. Rows and columns of each sheet here. Because when we iterate, whenever it iterates, it try to read one sheet at a time, right? Initially for 0th sheet and then first sheet, that's all. And finally, what this is doing, this is printing a value from which location? 00 location. That's all from Excel. So this should be clear for you. Every comment should give a clear idea. And here we are printing a dictionary. That should be very clear for everyone. Okay. Printing dictionary. So this is all we did so far and run this now. Let's run this and see what would be the output. See here, number of rows and columns here. You can see here. We have showing for employee 1, we have number of rows is 4 and columns is 3. Is it? Do you have 4 rows here? Maybe yes, definitely right. Including header. We have 4 rows. Right. We have 4 rows here. And then you can see it gave us 4 by 3. 4 rows. Yeah, that's perfect. No, there is nothing doubt on that. We can close this one. And how many columns are there? 3 columns. It is giving this. We have 4 rows and 3 columns. If you want to exclude header, then we should avoid that 0th index. You got it right. If you don't want header, then we can exclude that header. I think we are having some sweet voices of a kid. Okay. Naveen. Naveen. Is it so you are married, had kids? Okay. Sorry, not had, have kids. This, I'm reframing my question. Yeah, okay, let's continue. We'll come back to that again. Okay, this is the idea, friends. I think you got it right. You are able to print it right. Now again, some of this is like fine tuning. Actually, again, you have to always make sure when you are working in a real code, always using methods or functions. You have to implement all this with functions, not like this. And that is better fine tuning. But for now, what we do, we'll try to add iterator to iterate these rows and columns. Shall we go to the next level? So this is an idea. So we have covered almost all scenarios, how to read Excel. That is one thing. above, of course, Excel with Xlrd, this one. But I suggest this is not recommended approach. But in case, in some very few cases, if you want to quickly read Excels with this approach, then you can use this. But always go for pandas. Pandas is more advanced and simple to implement. I'll show you that as well. No problem. So this is the idea. Now let us next use case is you asked me a question, Manoram. We don't want this like this. Like we don't want reading each cell. Make it a dynamic approach. We want to read all rows and all columns. Simple, right? But if you want to do that, first iterate through rows. We already know how many rows are there. You don't need to know also. If you just apply n rows, it gives number of rows. On each row, you should apply. Again, you should iterate with columns. First, we should iterate through rows first, always keep in mind. When you are using iterating arrays, that to a 2D array. This is a 2D array. This Excel is, we can treat this as a 2D array, right? Two-dimensional rows and columns. It's a collection of rows and columns. Always we should iterate through row index, and then along row again, we should apply column. That's it. So what do you do right now? If you want to iterate all rows, now what we do? Let us create a small use case. Let's iterate this rows and columns. So here I'm adding a comment. Iterating Excel sheets, iterating each Excel sheet. Already we are reading sheets, right? You know how to read sheet now. By index we can read it when we have very clearly know that this has index and each sheet starts from beginning. This has 0th index, first index. If you have more, third, second index, third index, it keeps going on. Okay. Remember all this. These are all simple basics. Right. That's all, friends. Okay. So maybe if you want to be more clear, I can give more detail this thing addition to this. So what is it? This Excel sheet. So only thing is understanding the architecture of that. That's all. This Excel here internally. So how would it be? This sheet, see how many our sheets we have. It has indexing and start sheet. Employee one has index 0. Maybe if you want to be more clear, what is it? It has employee one has index. What is the index of employee one? That sheet is 0. Again, employee 2, it might have index, not might have, it will have index 1. That's all. And if you have one more sheet that have index, you can see here that employee 3, it might have index 2. It was something like this. And to read this, we are already, we have clearly discussed how to open workbook and how to read that Excel, and then how to read each index. There is a method. If you don't apply looping, then you can just straight away read each index and try to get each cell value. But this is that won't help in a real application. Without iterators, we cannot read that. This is actually a dummy data, so we are just trying to we can read it maybe applying manually. I mean applying each step. But in real time, your data sets might have data of lakhs of records or thousands of records. In such case, this approach doesn't help us. So always looping is the best approach. Now what you do? Let iterating each Excel sheet now. All we are trying to print each data from every Excel. Okay, let us try to do that. So how do you do that now? Simple. We are already iterating sheets. From sheets again we should read data. How do you do that now? Again for row in, what is that? Row in sheet dot. What is that? On each sheet we are applying sheet dot n rows. This is what you should do. And then now again, what you have to do, once we iterate through rows, we have to again iterate through columns again for call in sheet. This is like iterating across rows and columns. Something like iterating a 2D array. That's all, friends. Sheet dot n calls. Okay, now you can just simply choose this method sheet dot cell value. It's so simple now. You can see what is that you should do. You should print a row comma call here. Just row means if it is suppose you have 4 rows, this will be 0. First time you are iterating 0th row. On 0th row, you try to iterate all. What is that? You try to iterate uh, all columns. All columns. But I think this won't work for us. If you directly pass sheet dot rows, it won't work. Apply range function. Range of always you start with zero, right? Zero comma sheet of n rows. That gives you number of rows, number of columns. Again, here also apply range function. Here in these kind of scenarios, we have already discussed all this. Still, if you want to know about range, quickly go, recap those previous sessions. So this is apply range here. Directly passing, I don't think it might work. Use range and try to set from where you should start and where you have to stop. So here we are passing 0, comma 4 because number of rows is 4. It iterates 0 to 3 because that is what it will be, right? Index will be 0 to 3. So this should perfectly set this thing. I mean, set the index of rows. And this will again set the index of columns. Right? Number of columns means what? 3 columns are there. When you pass 3, it iterates 0 to 2. That would be the exact indexing for columns, right? It starts from 0, ends with 2 here. That's all right. It starts from 0, ends with 0, 1, 2. This is the index for columns. This is what 0, 1, 2, 3. This is the index of rows. According to that, again, you have to create your code. I mean, your script here. So that's what you should do here. So what you have to do right now, let's try to iterate, print it, and you might see the data, complete data for both sheets. For sheet 1, after that sheet 2. Okay, maybe if you want, after every sheet, you can add a quick print that data printing for sheet 1 is done, data printing for print. We can just write like this, printing. So here, I'm adding something like this is done, dot format. What we do, we can just pass that sheet here. It's automatically which sheet is printing, we can see that. Or else we, instead of this one, we can just add like in a sheet, and here we can choose I here. Means it gives numbering which sheet is getting printed here. That's all. The index here definitely represents the index of sheet in Excel. So we can just add like this, printing sheet 0, sheet 1. It would be something like that. Now you can run and see the output. So that should give you a clear idea. Now it started running. Let's see. Yeah, just a minute. Sheet 1. It is trying to print what? Just a minute. Printing sheet 1 is done. Okay, let's comment this. This dictionary, it's causing confusion. Let me iterate here and see. So we are trying to read sheet 1. That is fine. We can fix it. This is not a big deal. Let me run it and see. Sheet 1 is done, but it's not getting printed. Okay. Printing sheet 0 is done. Okay. And then it moves to printing sheet 1. Okay. Somewhere the condition is not getting satisfied. So what we do is we'll try to fix that. For row in range of 0, comma, we can see here it's 4 by 3 n rows. And it should work here. We printed this one, simple Excel. Sheet 1. Again, we have more to analyze. So here, this is not working. Simply speaking, if you are not getting data means, so we should get data from both of these sheets here, employee 1 and employee 2. It means this is not iterating. Why? Let's put a debugger. In this kind of cases, starts with 0. This should be fine, right? For a row in range of sheet, definitely we have a sheet here. It's giving that. Every time, just a minute. I think I got the issue here. We are setting it to 0 every time. So the best way is here, I believe we should pass. We have to go with rows, I believe. That row, sorry, not row, not rows, but we should pass row, I believe. Range of row, comma, column. So that row is 0, then column is suppose 3. Then it goes 0, 1, 0, 2 like that, and then again it goes. Let me run this now. Still, the issue here starts with 0, and then 1, 2, 3. Definitely it will iterate to that. Let me just put a debugger and quickly run it. Let's not waste time. So what is it? We are staring here, then step. So we got here. It's row 0, you can see here. It is true. Then it's fine. Call 0. This is also fine. Then sheet of. Then it has gone to the next one again. So this is going right. Then again, it's coming in. Yeah, it's iterating. Why? What is the mistake? Anybody got it, friends? Did you understood the mistake? What is the mistake?
That looks like
It's code is perfect. Code is perfect. The only mistake is without printing, how do we get the data? See, I didn't print it. See, this is perfectly working, but only thing is, what is that I didn't do? So actually, even here it should be 0 only. I don't think this should be changed. It will be column is, it has to iterate through that. And then what is missing here? The missing thing is I'm not printing data. That is the issue. Without printing, it won't work, right? Somewhere, yeah, here we can fix it, not a problem. So this is the issue. Now you got your data here, right? Can you see? Maybe if you want it in a that, what shall we say? If you want it in row wise and column wise, then you can arrange it. Not a big deal. Okay, comma. You can. What you can do is. Comma end equal to, just put some space here, and then after printing, what you can, maybe you can use some gap here if you want, and then finally print, put a normal print here that will push to next line, just regular print. Okay, after every row, this should give you a proper formatted output. Okay, you can see now. Can you see? You get proper output. So overall, the issue is what? We have everything fine. We did everything perfect, but only thing what is missing here? The missing part is print. We just forgot to print. That's all. So I was, sometimes it happens. I'm looking something else there. That's all. Okay. So what else, friends? Is this clear now? All of you are clear with this? Are we good right now? Now we also have an idea now. What is the idea? How to iterate each Excel. See what is the, now this is dynamic code. You add how much, you give me another Excel, a very large Excel. Just I'll just read But in real time, again, say there are some useful tips for you. These things should not be visible in the code. Keep in mind, we should not see any hard code values in the code. Keep in mind, friends. No hard coding in the code. Keep in mind that. Even this, including this also. This you mean range of something, right? Even this you have to try to assign to some variables and then apply in the code. You got it, friends? This is one tip always you have to follow. And that is how you have to create a clean code. And you should practice it. If you don't have that idea in the beginning, with practice over a period, we can master that. It's not like something really challenging. This is a quick tip for you. Right. Initially, in the beginning, when I was learning coding, I don't know coding, simply speaking. I'm not saying any motivational this thing here, just only giving a quick idea. But my coding, the way I code is very, very bad. Later on, slowly, when start coding, I improved that beautiness of coding. That's all, friends. And even now, I don't think this is beautiful, but we have to make it in a real code. Just keep in mind, okay? So that's it, friends. So are you good with all this? Can you please confirm in the chat box? Now reading Excel and then doing all different things with Excel. Are you clear with all that, friends? Please confirm in the chat box. And thanks for that savior, quick savior, Shankar. So that saving 97 2003 is the very useful thing. I'm sharing the code. Maybe you can use this for practice. Okay. So we have done with this. There is one more XML, but XML thing, this is a simple thing. Maybe this DOM thing, all this, I don't think this is much needed because in a real, most of the time we don't try to process Excels, but maybe I'll keep it as a miscellaneous topic. We'll discuss this again, no, at the end or somewhere in the middle. That's all. So we'll stop this file handling here, except this one, this XML thing, because given the importance, we can take it little later, not a problem. We'll do it sometime later. We'll jump to the next topic. Exception handling we'll do after implementing. Anything should be fine. Shall we take up this one? Maybe if you do classes and objects and later if we jump to this, it would be fine. That is a good idea. So next thing what we do is let us get into the OOP. We did functions. This is done. We have very detailed discussion about functions. So then there are many other things, iterators, generators. We'll talk about all this one by one, not a problem. But we come to all this iterators, generators, everything after discussing this thing. What is it? OOP, object oriented programming. So once we do this, then we jump to that other topics, advanced topics like iterators, generators, everything. So next session would be on object oriented programming. We'll start that. Okay, very useful for everyone because this is some. So far we had discussed functional programming. So whatever we have handled and everything is a functional programming. But but OOP is also very important. Apart from functional, in a real coding, playing with OOP is very much needed. Okay, object oriented programming. If you don't have an idea, I'll make it simple to understand, and that would be a base for any OOP. It's not just only for Python. It would be a base for Python or Java or C++ or any kind of OOP. This is what you learn here would be helpful anywhere. Okay. So that's all, friends. We'll stop this file handling here. Maybe we'll do this XML that pandas all in one place. I'll just show you how to play with the data frames because I did create a POC for one application. So I don't that is data only. I'll change the data, not that data is something related to I mean database this thing. But I don't use that data. We can just fill up with them some dummy data and play with data sheet. Data frames. We can try to work with on that POCs. Okay. So that's it, friends, for today. I hope I wish you a good Sunday for everyone. Maybe in the afternoon I'll inform if we can take up today the Python session. Sorry, not Python. Selenium or not. I'm having slight this back pain. Mostly I'll take session. If not, I'll inform you in the chat. So that's all, friends. Any more questions? Any questions, friends? So this is for today. Just practice it, friends. Have a good day.